Hey guys, what's going on? It is Jen Rosenbaum, and it is a snowy day today in New York, and my kids are outside playing, so I figured I'd take a few minutes and show you guys the new Fire and Ice presets that I'm coming out with very shortly, or if you're watching this at a later date, are already out with Jasmine and the Embrace Nation preset company. So this is a shot that I took. This is straight out of camera. It's a NEF file, so nothing has been done with this at all, and I just wanted to kind of show you guys a little bit of my process. I have not played with this just yet, so we're going to see what they look like. Presets are super easy. They're a great way to add a little bit of a touch to your photos, and it makes it easy because you can kind of just batch them all. You can make each one look different, and it's just a lot of times it's just one click, maybe with a little bit of adjustment after. So this is a typical shot that I would take, and the concept behind the Fire and Ice is that I shoot a little bit brighter and Jasmine shoots a little bit darker, so she's the fire, I'm the ice, and these different presets will work on both dark and light images and everything in between. So we're kind of covering the gamut here, which I think is kind of amazing. So let me show you a little bit about how it works. So this is, again, a raw file, and I have no idea what I'm going to put on this, but I'm going to first go to the ice presets, and I'll show you what a couple of them look like. This is ice number 1, which is a little too blue for me in this case. This is Ice 2, which actually looks really good, except for maybe the highlights, but we can go back to that and kind of decide what we want to do. This is Ice 3 that gives a little bit of like a rosy tone to it. This is Ice 4, which is a little bit more neutral and matted, which I happen to really like on this, so maybe we'll go back to that. Ice 5 gives a little bit more of a, sort of like a little bit of like a greenish tone, but not too much that it's like out of control. So I kind of like that. It's one of my favorites. Ice 6 is a little too purple for this. 7 maybe is a little too blue, but again, to kind of give you the concepts, 8 looks actually really nice. Maybe I would up the exposure just a little tiny bit on here, but like, look at the difference. Like, it's just kind of giving you a little bit more contrast. And that's the point of these presets. It shouldn't be like crazy stuff. This is Ice 9. 10 is black and white, which I don't want to do here. This is 11, which I happen to really like. It's something I use a lot right now because it's just adding that like little contrast and brightness. But we'll go back to that. And this is 12, which actually looks really good on here as well. I have a few favorites that I see that I'm going to use a lot, but sometimes you're looking for like a little bit of a different look. So let's go back to Ice 4 maybe. No, I think it's a little too neutral. Let's see, maybe 8. 11. Let's go to 11. So again, I just clicking on 11, right? And it looks pretty good. It's maybe a little tiny bit bright. So I can go into here and fix the highlights or the exposure here. But what I'm going to do is instead, I'm going to use the toolbox that comes along with it, which I have not done before. So let's see, I'm going to go exposure down. And maybe, let's see what crushed highlights looks like. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we'll go back to exposure up and then crushed highlights. Let's go back to exposure down. So we want to be somewhere kind of in between. There, let's do it now. Yeah, there we go. So I really kind of like that. It's super clean, it's easy, and let's just see the before and after. So this is what it looked like when it was imported, and this is what it looks like now, just with a couple of clicks. And then what I can do is I can go grab all the other images down here and sync them and make them all look the same without doing very much work at all. So that's one example, which I kind of love. Let's see if I can find another example. Let's see. All right, here is, let's see, let's go over here. All right, here's a shot that I took. This is also straight out of camera right now. This is an NEF file. And these are the fire presets. Kind of cool. Very different. Jasmine has a much darker, hers have a much darker feel than mine, much more contrasty. But this is what's amazing. Like, for those of you who shoot light and dark or change it up a little bit, you're like covered here completely. So I don't think any of the fire ones work for me on here. Again, I tend to go more towards the ice because it's the way that I shoot. So let's go to Ice 2. That looks pretty good. I actually really do like Ice 4 for this. Let's see. Ice 4 kind of gives it a little bit of like a matte look, which I really like. Actually, Ice 7 kind of looks cool here also. Ice 9 is nice too. So let's just stick with Ice 9 for right now. 11 would be nice here too, but let's go with Ice 9 for right now. I kind of like that. It gives it like a little bit of a neutral feel. Again, I want to raise the exposure just a tiny bit on here. And maybe what I'll do is I'll go in, let's see what it looks like with crushed highlights. Oh, I kind of like that. That looks kind of cool. Let's up the contrast just a little maybe. No, it's too much for me. So I'm just going to go in and manually do it just a little bit, add a little bit, a tiny bit of black in. And then maybe I'll add some grain. I kind of love it. So, and again, you can take the grain out. You can sharpen it. Anything you want to do. See the vibrance. I like it without the vibrance. It just kind of play. And then once you get it, you can, again, click the other ones like this. I'm going to grab them and I'm going to press sync. I'm going to synchronize them. And now they all have that same exact feel without me having to do much more. So that's like a little preview of how I work. Again, I'll show you this is the before and this is the after. Super easy, just a couple clicks, you guys. There's really not much more you need to do. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.